All right, guys, I do have a Wednesday morning editorial for you. So, come on over. Breakfast. So, anyway, this one's from Sunday, but I'm just now getting to it today. And it's one where the LAPD was caught doing something to make fun of George Floyd's death. Now, we all know that George Floyd, we know about his criminal history. We know that in essence he was a POS as far as, what he did to certain people. But that still doesn't give Derek Chauvin a pass on what he did, nor does it give the LAPD justification or authorization to do what they did, because it's unprofessional, it's unethical, and you might have that opinion as Joe Blow walking down the street or, John Q. Public. But in law enforcement, Derek Chauvin's not God. He's not a jury, judge, and executioner. The LAPD, they have standards, I'm sure. This Michael Moore, who's a bad police chief, Charlie Beck was 10 times better than Michael Moore, the police chief, not the movie director. But they still have standards, I'm sure. And they have lowered those standards with what they did on Sunday. I can't find the post that they put up or this card that they put up. It has since been taken down. But we're going to talk about it right here, and you're going to find out what they did on Valentine's Day. Thank you to abcnews.go.com for the story. The Los Angeles Police Department announced it is currently looking into reports that its officers allegedly circulated a Valentine's Day image that mocked George Floyd's death. The post allegedly had Floyd's face and had the caption, "You take my breath away," according to a spokesman for the LAPD. In a series of tweets Sunday, the LAPD said it was aware of the reported image and accusations that it was authorized by a department employee. The LAPD tweeted, "A personnel complaint has been initiated and we are pursuing each allegation, including interviewing the department member who brought it to our attention." The LAPD said it hasn't identified the actual postings or if it was created by one of their employees as of Sunday, but it has asked directors to search their work sites for more information. LAPD said in a statement, "If found, any employee or supervisor is directed to take possession and identify those present. The department will have zero tolerance for this type of behavior." Ben Crump, an attorney who represents Floyd's family, demanded that an apology be issued to the family and that everyone who was involved in the alleged meme be held accountable. Attorney Ben Crump said in a statement on Monday, "This is beyond insult on top of injury. It's injury on top of death. The type of callousness and cruelty within a person's soul needed to do something like this evades comprehension and is indicative of a much larger problem within the culture of the LAPD." Now, for those who still may not know who George Floyd was, he was killed on Memorial Day 2020 after Derek Chauvin, a police officer in Minneapolis, handcuffed Floyd, placed him face first into the street, on the street pavement, and put his knee on his neck for several minutes during an arrest. Multiple cameras filmed the incident and showed Floyd crying out, "I can't breathe," before going lifeless. Floyd's death reignited calls for police reform and racial justice and sparked thousands of protests across the nation over the summer. Derek Chauvin was fired from the force and charged with second-degree murder and second-degree manslaughter in Floyd's death. His trial is slated to begin in March of 2021. 3 other officers involved in the incident, Tao Thao, Thomas Lane, and J. Alexander Kueng, were also fired. They were charged with aiding and abetting second-degree murder and second-degree manslaughter, and their joint trial is slated for this summer. So there's also an update there for you as well. Derek Chauvin, he's slated to go to trial next month. They'll probably ask for a continuance because his attorney probably wants to drag it out so that he can gather more information and evidence to get him off. Or maybe the prosecutor will ask for a continuance to drag it out so that they can find him guilty. I don't know. Normally it's the defense attorney that asks for a continuance. But that said, no matter how you feel about this man, Ben Crump brought up a good point. There's still a family out there that lost a family member. No matter how bad this guy was, a family lost a family member. And they lost him to video of him begging for water, begging the officer to move, he can't breathe, saying, "Officer, please, I need water. Please." A human being should never have to beg a police officer for a glass of water. Or to tell a police officer he can't breathe as Chauvin sits there with his knee on his neck and a smug look on his face. I'm not even going to play the video for you here. If you want it, go find it. I'm not going to give Derek Chauvin any more satisfaction or any more fame. But now the LAPD has brought it up again and reignited a fire that just keeps burning with this. And I'm not talking necessarily about the officers. I'm talking about the department. They're alleging that an employee shared this somewhere across the department. And it just goes to show you the mentality of the Los Angeles Police Department and many other big departments, NYPD, Chicago Police Department, Atlanta Police Department. The mentality of the people that work there. They don't care. People are just, it's a conveyor belt, and they're just processing the people. They're not human beings to these departments. They're items on a belt, and they just push them through the justice system. What do you guys think about that? Let me know in the comment section below. Community Leo Watch, watching Leos. That's law enforcement officers, to include those in the department sharing bad Valentines and from coast to coast.